So hopefully today, if she tries,
Dave's coming.
uh, okay, perfect. So hopefully if she tries again, it'll work. I'm not sure. I'm curious to see how it goes for everyone else today. We'll see if they have time. Is there time set aside to work on them today?
Well, people who are in school and at work, they're doing them on their own. So I'm sending out an email now because I had a meeting with Georgina. She said, yes, for peer mentoring, this is that group. This is for youth. So I'm trying to do a full email saying for your
Okay.
PPE, you need to connect with Angela. So if people have their onboarding, any challenges, that's why I
Mhm.
wanted to go through this, maybe record this so that if you have some key messages to say to people. And then, yes, if they're getting stuck, then to please contact you because,
If they're having issues, they can certainly contact me, and I can kind of be a second set of eyes. I can show you the documents. The problem is I don't have something to show you how they see it, so they're going to log on and see it differently. I do have copies of the forms, so I can kind of share those. I did that this morning a little bit with David too.
go ahead.
Um,
I've got the share screen so you can share the screen if you because I have this recording now.
okay, perfect.
So
So,
guys, I guys, sorry, just interrupt just for a sec. I'm just going to jump off here. We're just into a couple of things. We're having internet connectivity again this morning, issues. So we're trying to work through that, and then at some point here this morning, I'll get some people on the the login so we can work through it with some people. I'll have Dakota work with them while we're doing the training. Okay.
Okay, so what we were saying that if anybody has any issues, we're going to direct them directly to Shayla.
Yep. Got it.
Just okay.
sounds
Bye.
good.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Thanks, guys. Bye.
All right, go ahead, Shayla.
Okay, so I don't know the exact order that they'll pop up in, so we'll just go through all of the forms that will need to be filled out. So, can you see my screen here, the master data form?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So, with this one, you would start off with checking new employee. You guys don't have personal or personnel numbers yet, so that would stay blank. And then we fill out the dates. In this section, you fill out the
Personal
personal
details.
information here. Yeah, so you do need the social insurance number, so that will go in there. That's important to make sure that's entered correctly. Permanent address goes here, mailing address if it's different than permanent address, emergency contact, and then down here, everyone will check off new employee for the banking details, and that's going to trigger the system to know that you will have to upload a void check or a direct deposit form. And then finally down here, signature and date. So everything's done via DocuSign, so there should be no issues filling everything out electronically, hopefully. Okay, so next we'll go over to one of our policies here. So corporate policies, acknowledgement and agreement. So you'll just kind of read through, check off whether or not you have a conflict of interest. No one should have a conflict of interest. It's basically, I mean, there's a variety of different situations and they are detailed in here, but some of them would be like if you know a supervisor that works at Canada Post that you'd be reporting to, that would be a conflict of interest. In some cases, in this case, nothing's been brought to our attention, so I'm pretty sure no one has a conflict of interest. So you would check off, I do not have a conflict of interest. Obviously, finish reading the form, sign your name and date here.
Okay.
Protection of mail and corporate assets. So again, this is just another policy that you'll want to read through. Make sure that you understand, and then again at the bottom, you'll just sign indicating that you've read and you understand the policies there. If there's any questions, feel free to reach out and we can definitely clarify. Next one is the equity census. So this one is voluntary, so you don't have to complete it if you don't want to. But you'll just go through and you can check yes or no whether or not you identify with any of these groups. Again, if you don't want to answer it, you can leave it totally blank and that's fine. And you can just say that no, you've chosen not to participate and that you do not want to answer the questions, and then you'll just fill out your name there.
Or if they do,
Again,
it's important
sorry.
for people, or if they do, like oftentimes we will encourage people to, because it
Yeah,
does do.
it is encouraged for sure, but again, it is voluntary, so we do want to make that clear. No one has to if they're not comfortable, but it is part of our initiative for this project for sure. And then anything that says employee number, just ignore. It won't make you fill that part out. You don't have an employee number yet. Okay, and then the last two, oh, this is Ontario. Hang on, let me grab the, sorry, I have none of it here. So we'll move to this one, and then I have to get the federal tax form up. So you guys won't be filling out Ontario, obviously. So this one is the Nunavut tax form. So this is one of the tax forms you'll have to fill out. Again, employee number you can ignore. Social insurance number needs to go here as well, so that's important. And then you'll just kind of have to go through and fill out any amounts that apply to you.
So this was certainly for the federal one, that when it comes up in the system, it's actually showing if you scroll back up to the top again.
Yeah, sorry, just hang on one sec here. I do have. Okay,
there.
Yeah.
So the way that it came up on one of the other candidates, personal basic amount, she put in 15,000. She tried it first with the decimal, then without. And then for the other ones, caregiver amount, age amount, pension amount, it had it as red stars that you had to enter something. And it already had it pre-filled as 0.00. So she left it like that, tried to press next to go to the next page, and it said you had to fill in the values. So I said, well, go back in and do 0.00. We tried with decimals, we tried without, and it still would not allow it to go through to the next page.
So even just with a zero, a regular zero, that didn't work.
Yep.
There must have been some sort of glitch on the form. So yeah, I'm just hoping that maybe today, if they try again, it works. Worst case, they can just try to enter some values, and I can maybe email these forms separately for them to complete, or if I can email them to you maybe and have them printed, and they can just kind of fill them out manually, and then get them back to me that way. So yeah, you have to just kind of fudge the system if it's not going to accept it, and then we'll do the workaround that way. So we'll see. I'm going to stop sharing here. That's the last form I have. So there's the Nunavut one and then the federal one as well. So both of those need to be filled out. And then I'll just stop sharing here. I'm just going to check someone else's form to see if there's like a certain format they used when they filled out the tax form. So just bear with me here.
Sure.
But yeah, that's frustrating. So I do apologize that they're having issues. I'm like,
Well, again, right? Connectivity isn't the greatest today.
Okay, let's see here. So who's filled these out?
I think that might need to be the workaround, is if we have some paper copies of if some on, then Dave can certainly help them fill out their form, scan them, and get them to you.
See, for these ones, that this person filled out